everybody, and welcome to this week's edition of Mid-South Wrestling Television Network. I'm your host, Boyd Pierce. We thank you so much for joining us. A lot of great action. Matchmaker Grizzly Smith has signed a North American Heavyweight Championship match to headline this week's card. It'll be Ted DiBiase, the champion, defending against the leading challenge of Captain Redneck Dick Murdoch. Also, Iron Mike Sharp, the new Louisiana Heavyweight Champion, is on the card. Koko Samoa, Big Killer Khan. You'll see from Atlanta, Mr. Wrestling 2, Colonel Buck Robley, the man who says nobody calls me yellow, will be wrestling. And as we always do here on Mid-South Wrestling, tell it just like it is. We don't deprive anybody of being a spokesperson, so therefore we bring to you this week as our guest commentator, General Skandar Akbar.
Well, Boyd, I'm here to conduct myself as the gentleman that I am and lay my grievances on the table and let the people be the judge. Now, I've been accused of a lot of devious things, but of course, it's up to the people to see here in Mid-South Television that the general will conduct himself as a gentleman that I am, and you'll see for yourself today that I interfere in no matches.
We're looking forward to that. This is not to be used as a sounding board for you, but just to explain and commentate the matches as you see them. Last week, we told you earlier, he's a controversial man, and the controversy last week became red-hot pitch fever, because, listen, my friend, if they ever find you using any kind of residue, I don't have to be the only man to tell you that you'll be suspended from wrestling for life.
Well, Boyd Pierce, I don't like to repeat myself, but I am a gentleman. I do not interfere in the matches, and you shall see.
All right, we're going to show you the match last week between Iron Mike Sharp versus Killer Khan with the Louisiana Heavyweight title at stake. Let's watch it right now.
Iron Mike Sharp is starting to turn the tide. He's starting to fire away. When he gets to start leveling on you, start hitting you with those big tree trunk arms and those big ham-like fists. When Sharp gets the crowd behind him and gets that adrenaline to flowing and gets to moving, he's a tough one to slow down. He's found out that you got to deal with. Just ran into Killer Khan's knee then into the solar plexus, and Khan battling back. This thing has just gone back and forth, Boyd Pierce. Both these men fighting for supremacy in this match. Akbar up hollering at Khan. Sharp went for Akbar, and that may have been his fatal mistake. Khan got him from behind. Whoa, double thrust. Akbar finally distracted Iron Mike Sharp, and Mike Sharp, that may be his demise there. Killer Khan body slam him. Khan going for his patented move. There he goes. That's curtains for Iron Mike Sharp. Killer Khan's got him. He looks like he's successfully. Akbar's telling him to get up. Khan has the match won, but Akbar wants Sharp injured. He's telling Khan to go for the pile driver. Akbar wants Sharp injured. Sharp's not it. He hadn't got Sharp yet. Sharp gets out of it. Iron Mike gets out of it. And here he goes for Akbar again. Iron Mike Sharp, as he slams Akbar. Mike, watch for Khan. Khan's got him from behind. And Akbar has really unleashed his venom on Mike Sharp. Crowd is cheering. I can't see what it's about yet. Here comes the Colonel. That's what the cheer was for. Here comes Colonel Robley. Colonel Robley, but Killer Khan got Robley from behind. Iron Mike Sharp. Sharp's got. Boyd Pierce, we'll have to see if the referee counted him down. Referee's counted him down, calling for the bell. Boyd Pierce, you've got a new Louisiana champion. You got a new Louisiana champion.
Iron Mike Sharp won that Louisiana Heavyweight Championship from Killer Khan. Of course, it was with the help of Buck Robley, but you baited and abetted, and if it hadn't been for you, Robley would have not have been there. Wait a minute, I'm not through. I want to tell you something as host of this program that, you know, you were upset after that happened, and rightfully so, and I really thought you'd lost your cool when you challenged Colonel Buck Robley in that match.
Well, Robley had no business interfering in that match. I was on the apron, which is perfectly legal, minding my own business, directing my man, Killer Khan. And what happens? Mike Sharp bails me into the ring, tries to molest me, slam me to the floor, tries to injure me, and there comes Buck Robley sticking his nose where it doesn't belong. Now, in all fairness, is this right?
Yeah, but what I'm talking about the match we're fixing to show. I'm talking about the match when I really thought you'd lost your cool when you challenged Buck Robley in a one-on-one, and we're going to show the people that maybe this will refresh your memory.
The general never loses his cool.
Wait a minute.
You get in closer, you can listen, Robley. It's come down to the Mid-South area right now. It's either you or me. You stick your nose where it doesn't belong. Now, I've been accused of hiding behind my men. Like all great generals, I gotta do what I gotta do. You dig me, Robley? So you're forgetting I was North American champion around here for a long time. I was a great wrestler. Now I can have the one-man gang with your ugly knob. But I'm gonna do it myself. Nobody calls you Yola. I call you Yola. So how about it, Robley, you and I?
For a match with me, Akbar, you got it. It's just that easy. All you got to do is ask, and I'm here.
That's it. That's what it's all about, and it's said.
Okay, is that agreeable with you? Well, it seems that there has been a change. The one-man gang is going out of the ring. General Skandor Akbar is taking his place.
Bill Watts, you heard what transpired in the ring.
I'm watching too, Boyd Pierce. I'm watching. Akbar came out of the closet. He's got his tights on. He was a great wrestler. He was a North American champion, a tough one, a powerful one. But I got to watch it. The general is sly. He's out there hammering the colonel. This is a match to see who's going to survive here in Mid-South. This is two people that one is going to run the other one out. It's a matter of supremacy, and Colonel Buck Robley firing back. Better watch it. The one-man gang's coming back. I knew the general would stack the deck. There's a one-man gang coming back. The General Akbar, he's going to his tights, Boyd. Alfred Neely's calling for the disqualification. The fire. The general went for the fire, but Buck Robley drop-kicked him. Buck Robley's firing away. Alfred Neely calling for the disqualification. The colonel is holding his own against both of them. Colonel's firing away.
Here comes Killer Khan.
Here comes Killer Khan, Boyd. Got three of them on the colonel. They're holding him at 454. It's dropping in on him. 454 pounds is dropping in on him, Boyd Pierce. I told you that the colonel, you got to watch the general at all times. He'll stack the deck. They're wiping Colonel Robley. Buck Robley is at their mercy. Akbar putting the boots to him.
3-on-1.
There comes Murdoch. Dick Murdoch. Mr. Wrestling 2. Iron Mike Sharp. They're coming to the... About all they can do at this point, Boyd Pierce.
Yes, Robley. You almost got it, Robley, and I'm not through. You talk about the Pied Piper of deviance. This man, Buck Robley, is as dirty and vile as anybody. This should prove my point right there. And I almost got you, Robley, but in due time, I will. Remember, the general never loses his cool. And Robley, you better watch your right and you better watch your left, because the general will get you one way or the other.
Right now, the new Louisiana heavyweight champion, Iron Mike Sharp, in the ring. Let's go for the introduction.
This is a non-title event for one fall with a 10-minute time limit. In the red corner at 245 pounds from St. Joseph, Missouri, Mike Bond. And in the blue corner at 287 pounds from Hamilton, Ontario, Canada, the brand new Louisiana heavyweight champion, Iron Mike Sharp.
Mike Bond in the black tights against the Louisiana heavyweight title holder in the black tights. There he is, shedding his belt, handed to the second. He is the new champion, having defeated Killer Khan here last week on television. Skandor Akbar, our guest commentator.
Of course, Boyd Pierce, do you really believe that Mike Bond is a fair test for Mike Sharp? Of course, to be associated, to even be on Mid-South television, wrestling area, that you have to be a top-notch athlete. We all know that, but is Mike Bond really a fair test for Mike Sharp, the new Louisiana champion? Now, I would rather for Killer Khan to be in there right now having a rematch with Mike Sharp, and I can guarantee you that Killer Khan would take the measure of Mike Sharp right now, Boyd Pierce.
Side headlock and a powerful pressure being applied by the champion, Mike Sharp. And he drops that left shoulder, and down goes Mike Bond. former amateur great, and now into the professional ranks. A drop kick from the big man, Mike Sharp. Two successive arm drags by the champion.
Of course, we all know that Mike Sharp is a big, powerful individual, but really, Boyd Pierce, does he have it in the brains department? You know, it takes brains as well as bronze to perform that ring, and as I've said before, not a case of sour grapes, but he really shouldn't be the Louisiana champion. Now look at Mike Bond, a young man that has a tremendous future. Now, is this something that Mike Sharp has added to his repertoire, Boyd
There he
Pierce?
goes
Look
for
at there.
the pile driver. Successful on top now, 1, 2, 3 by Rick Pereira, the referee, and the Louisiana State champion, Iron Mike Sharp, takes the measure of Mike Bond. We'll be back with more action after this word from Mid-South Wrestling Television Network.
This event is for one fall with a 10-minute time limit. In the red corner at 306 pounds from Mongolia, Killer Khan. And in the blue corner at 236 pounds from Pango Pango, Koko Samoa.
Action continues now as Killer Khan, the former Louisiana heavyweight champion from Mongolia, versus the high-flying Koko Samoa. Scandal Akbar, I'll understand if you need to go to the corner and assist your men in this match, and then you can come back for the remaining matches.
Well, let's prove a point right here, Boyd Pierce. Now, I've been accused countless times of having to be at ringside with my men in my army. Accused of my men having not thinking for themselves, that general has to be at ringside. Well, I'm right here, and I want you to watch Killer Khan, the most devastating wrestler ever to come out of Mongolia. And truly, you call him the former Louisiana champion, but you know, in due time, we'll have that championship right back in the stable, Boyd Pierce.
Right now,
look
Khan
at the way this
Carney
man
attacked heavily to Koko Samoa. A brutal, an awesome man to be feared with a double chop, but a scrape across the eyes, retaliating by Koko Samoa, slows down the big man.
Killer Khan, devastating wrestler. Also, he thinks, Boyd, he's got a lots in the brains department. Here he goes. Oh, those vicious Mongol stomps. Vicious. That's my man, Boyd Pierce.
Bringing him to the ropes. The throat across that steel cable.
You know, Killer Khan is well over 300 pounds. And have you noticed the agility in this man? The way he moves around that ring like a cat. He's taking everything that Koko Samoa has to offer. He's taking everything, Boyd, look at that. Taking everything that Koko Samoa had to offer. There it is. Oh, devastating move. Killer Khan.
Khan in the ring is manager General Akbar at the table. There's a double thrust.
Vicious Mongol chops.
The hair of the head, bringing him back to his feet.
Comes Boyd Pierce. Here it comes, a perfectly legal maneuver. A perfectly legal maneuver. That's it. That's it. Oh, devastating.
And it resulted in a win for Killer Khan. We'll be back. Stay with us. We'll have more action after this important message.
This event is for one fall with a 10-minute time limit. In the red corner at 270 pounds from New York City, Hacksaw Duggan. And in the blue corner at 238 pounds from Seattle, Washington, Frank Monte.
Action continues now. There's Rick Pereira signaling for the bell. Hacksaw Duggan, the big man, versus Frank Monte in the red tights.
Now, Duggan is my kind of man. Let's call him Duggan, D-U-G-G-A-N, as he likes to be called. This is the General's kind of man. This man has no regard for pain. In other words, you can inflict any amount of punishment on this man, and he just keeps coming, Boyd Pierce. He just keeps coming. Hacksaw Duggan, he's going to go a long, long way. He
Frank
can also
Monte
wrestle.
trying to escape with his agility, but he's on him.
Look at that wrestling maneuver. This man also is very, very skilled at wrestling. I understand he has a tremendous amateur background. Well, he's certainly making his mark in the professional ranks, Boyd Pierce.
Duggan with a clutch on Frank Monte, right at the base of the chin, applying the pressure all the time. Moving Rick Pereira out of the way, Duggan throws Monte head first into the turnbuckle on the far side.
Just looking at this man, just looking at the facial expressions of Hacksaw Duggan, and one might think this man really has no regard for anything or anybody.
Well, he doesn't even regard himself a lot of times as far as his physical gain, and he sacrifices his own self. Sometimes I think it's wacky and silly, but that's his style, and maybe he's not altogether put in the head.
Well, I understand that he had to leave American professional football because of, I think, what they call spearing. Nonetheless, he's in the right business. He's my kind of man, Boyd.
He was on the specialty team, the Suicide Squad for the Atlantic Falcons in Pro Bowl, come up through SMU in college ranks, and now in professional ranks, putting the twist, applying the pressure for as much as a three-quarter turn sometime.
Vicious backbreaker. That could be it, Boyd.
Being warned by Rick Pereira. Scrape across the eyes brings another flagrant warning.
Look, this man just keeps coming and coming, Boyd Pierce. What a devastating wrestler he is. Hacksaw Duggan. There goes a giant suplex. Oh! You could feel that one from here, Boyd. Ah, there he is. Punish, punish, punish.
Punished. He had a chance for the 1-2-3 pin, but he wants to deal out some more punishment.
Definitely the General's kind of man, Boyd Pierce.
Duggan continues.
Ooh. Like every great, smart professional, he just keeps wearing his opponent down, wearing them down.
For the 2 count, grabbed him up again. Still wants to put some more hurt on Frank Monte.
Oh.
Monte, with ideas of his own, gallantly battling back after almost in the shadows of defeat just a few seconds earlier. Here he comes, carrying the attack to Duggan, who changed it in the center of the ring. And
there's that spear. There's that spear, Boyd. Oh, this man is fantastic. Look at those facial expressions. Here it comes, Boyd. Now that takes tremendous strength to literally pick your opponent up, ram them in each turnbuckle. Tremendous. Man has not only tremendous power, this man can wrestle. He's got it all. That should be it, Boyd Pierce.
Hacksaw Jim Duggan racks up another victory, and we'll see the North American Heavyweight Championship match. Captain Redneck Dick Murdoch versus Ted DiBiase, the champion, after this message.
And now a title match for the North American Heavyweight Championship. This event is for 1 fall or remaining television time. In the red corner at 255 pounds from Omaha, Nebraska, the North American Heavyweight Champion, Ted DiBiase.
Murdoch not waiting for a formal introduction. He's wanted to get Ted DiBiase in the ring. He has him. This is a sanctioned North American Heavyweight Championship match. Captain Redneck Dick Murdoch, the challenger, versus the champion Ted DiBiase, as Murdoch just returned from a international tour of the Far East. And when he heard what his former protege, Ted DiBiase, had done while he was gone, he's ready to go, and he's inside, and DiBiase, the champion, on the outside coming back through the ropes.
Of course, Boyd Pierce, you know the feelings that I have for Captain Redneck Dick Murdoch. I do not like the man. I will publicly say so right here. I do respect the $2,500 of the gas commentator and so on. I hope Murdoch knows that too. But I will tell you this. Ted DiBiase has stood on his hind legs now. The Junkyard Dog, everybody knows the feud that they are having. Now the Junkyard Dog has cried foul, but he was beaten right here on television, fair and square, in the middle of the ring. He had to give up the North American champion by his so-called best friend, Ted DiBiase. And so doing so, you know, he relinquished the Louisiana crown. So he's made a lot of mistakes, and he's probably going to make a lot more. But getting back to what's happening, you know, Ted DiBiase, I seldom get anybody a pat on the back, but I think DiBiase has really done a tremendous job defending that North American champion.
Ted DiBiase, the champion now, carrying the attack to the challenge of Dick Murdoch, Captain Redneck, the fabulous Texan from Waxahachie. He's back, and he came back early for a reason, and that's one of the reasons you see in the ring right now, and this is a sanctioned match.
Of course, as the history goes, many people believe that it was Captain Redneck who really tutored Ted DiBiase when he was a rookie. Well, really, I don't know, and I really don't care, but all I can say now is Dick Murdoch's got his hands full. Now look at him, he's illegal, using fists. And there once again is a biased referees here in Mid-South. They've got to get on Dick Murdoch. Look at that, look at that. Biting. You see that, Boyd Pierce? Captain Redneck is biting the North American champion.
Captain Redneck, the challenger, is just following the example set by the champion. This is a title match, so he's fighting fire with fire.
Now the champion is conducting himself as a champion. Dick Murdoch using every underhanded tactics.
Murdoch, Hacksaw Duggan comes to the ring. Hacksaw Jim Duggan to the ring now.
He's on the outside, perfectly legal, Boyd, perfectly legal.
See the pressure being applied in the far corner, right out from the corner post by Dick Murdoch. Stalking the ring on the outside, Hacksaw Duggan, and the champion is in a heap of trouble right now.
The referee Alfred Daly should watch just a little closer. Now that's illegal. That's Big Bertha, as Dick Murdoch, Captain
right
Redneck, calls
across the
it.
bridge of the nose.
He should have been disqualified.
And an elbow sends DiBiase spinning over in the corner. But he come back with that boot to the midsection, and down goes the challenger.
You notice
Scrape with the bottom of the shoe.
the intensity of what Ted DiBiase has really come a long way. Now let's see Captain Redneck get up from that one, Boyd Pierce. That could be it. Like all great pro veterans, he's working on that back now. He's found the weak spot. He's found it. This could be it. One.
Now both men on their knees exchanging blows. And the challenger lets loose a right cross. And the champion, here he comes, Ted DiBiase.
Captain Redneck is in trouble, Boyd Pierce. This could be a fall.
For the 2 count. Ted DiBiase is finding that heavy hangs ahead of the crown on the champion. Dick Murdoch, there's Junkyard Dog, Colonel Buck Robley. They're all waiting in the wings.
Of course,
right
North
now he's
American
got a
Championship
battle
would be
on
just
his
like
hands
being-
in the person of Dick
Being rated
Murdoch.
#1 in any sport. Everybody's gunning for you, but DiBiase is doing the great job. Now,
Well,
Alfred
2
Neely
count.
should have counted to 3. He should have had it right there.
But
1,
he
2,
showed
3.
the power of Captain Redneck as he pushed off at the 2 count to keep from losing the match and the title that he has a chance to gain here in this bout.
DiBiase keeps working on that back now. There he goes again. Illegal fist blows. And you know that's illegal, Boyd. In case Captain Regnight doesn't know that.
Both men, a grueling contest and a worthy championship match it is. The champion versus the challenger for the title. And Hacksaw Duggan still remains on the outside, walking like a cage panther.
Now Murdoch thinks he's got the weak spot in that left knee. I don't like to send any congratulatory message to either one of these men, but I will tell you, both are great wrestlers.
On the leg of the champion, Ted DiBiase.
Now bear in mind, Hacksaw Duggan is legal. He's outside the ring.
Going for one more time. The challenger, Dick Murdoch.
Look how courageous Ted DiBiase is. He's withstood all the pain that Dick Murdoch could inflict upon him.
Trying, he couldn't lock it in. And kicking away, forcing the face of Murdoch to head into the turnbuckle on the near side. He could not lock in that figure four on the champion. And spilling outside the ring, Ted DiBiase to his aid, Hacksaw Duggan. Murdoch moves the referee Alfred Neely out of the way and uses his foot. Now, Duggan on this side. In comes the champion, Ted DiBiase, with a double chop to the back of the base of the neck.
Just signs of a great wrestler, Boyd Pierce. I'm very, very impressed with Ted DiBiase. You know, he took everything that Dick Murdoch had to offer. Murdoch was working intently on that knee. DiBiase has made a tremendous comeback. Here it goes. Atomic drop. Cape Canaveral, whatever.
Murdoch rolled him up. There, and Duggan was in the wrong place. And they collided, Dick Murdoch and Hacksaw Duggan, who had stepped up on the apron of the ring.
Getting interesting, Boyd Pierce. Oh, that DiBiase never stops. He never quits. What a great North American champion. This could be it.
There goes Murdoch.
I believe the referee is down, Boyd Pierce.
No referee in the ring. Skandar Akbar. The explosion on the far side must have took him out onto the concrete floor, away from our view. Now to the midsection. Murdoch, an uppercut, and down goes the champion, DiBiase. No referee in the ring. Here's Duggan once more, trying to regain the apron. He has no business being out here. Crashing down, Ted DiBiase. The fans solidly behind, shouting their encouragement to Dick Murdoch.
Brainbuster, brainbuster.
Has a spear. The spear by Hacksaw Duggan. Alfred Neely regains the ring and calls what he sees.
A very courageous win for Ted DiBiase. Very courageous
Alfred
win.
Neely only called what he's seen as he came back into the ring. He did not see what happened by Hacksaw Duggan. 1, 2, 3, called for the bell, and there he is, giving the belt to the winner of the match and still North American Heavyweight Champion Ted DiBiase. That means we have standby matches after we return after this word.
This event is for one fall or remaining television time. In the red corner, at 235 pounds from Charlotte, North Carolina, Billy the Star Child Starr. And in the blue corner at 236 pounds from Atlanta, Georgia, Mr. Wrestling 2.
Billy Starr in the long black tights against the white truck and white mask trimmed in black. The popular Mr. Wrestling 2 from Atlanta, Georgia.
Mr. Wrestling 2, probably a man known, the man with 1,000 holes, shall we say, Boyd Pierce.
And that power knee lift that's swift as the sound inside of light. There he goes. There it is. He's on you before you know it. There's no way to get set for that knee from Mr. Wrestling 2. His trademark, and he's ready with it at all times, and seems like his opponent, there's no way you can get ready. Bringing Billy Starr back into the ring.
Well, that knee lift is indeed hammer and tongs, you might say. The man with 1,000 holes, Mr. Wrestling number 2, certainly knows his way around that ring. Of course, Billy Starr is no slouch himself. You know, he's a veteran. And as I said before, to be on Mid-South television is one thing. You don't have to be a great athlete to be here. Mid-South Wrestling is by far the #1 rated television show across the land. And the talent in the Mid-South area is very, very keen now. Everybody wants to come here because the North American title, the most prestigious title of all, the Louisiana Crown, the Mississippi Crown, and many others.
Test of strength now, Billy Starr, Mr. Wrestling 2.
Using those wrestling maneuvers, Boyd Pierce.
That's what he does best. Mr. Wrestling 2, former North American heavyweight champion, dropping that shoulder. Down goes Starr, leapfrogging across. Here he comes, and he misses wildly. And knee right doubles him up in the midsection, and following it up with the fist is Billy Starr. He knows that he cannot afford to let a man of the stature of Mr. Wrestling 2 get away from him too quickly, because it'll be all over. A body slam now by Starr.
Mr. Wrestling number 2, indeed a worldwide gladiator, shall we say, in professional wrestling. He's been all over the world. Here he goes for that suplex. Ooh, devastating. I really don't know how Billy Starr got out of that one, boy.
The 2 count. Here
Billy
it comes.
Starr's veteran. There's
The
that
power
knee.
knee.
That's hammer and tongs,
in.
hammer and tongs.
1, 2, 3, Mr. Wrestling 2. The victor, Colonel Buck Robley, in the match coming up after this message from Mid-South Wrestling Television Network.
This event is for one fall or remaining television time. In the red corner at 290 pounds from Houston, Texas, Tug Taylor. And in the blue corner at 242 pounds from Amarillo, Texas, Colonel Buck Robley.
Tug Taylor, the larger of the two, versus Colonel Buck Robley. Rick Ferreira calls for the bell. Here's a man you're familiar with, Skandor Akbar.
That's it, boy.
The Colonel himself.
This could be very, very interesting. You know, Buck Robley, better take a look at those big pectorals and big shoulders of Tug Taylor. You know, he's a vile, vile individual.
We got something else very interesting. You remember last week we had a Mid-South Tag Team Championship match here. Also, you heard Ted DiBiase holler about the officiating. Next week, ordered back by Mid-South right here on television, another Mid-South Tag Team Championship match. It'll be the Junkyard Dog and Mr. Olympia versus Ted DiBiase and Hacksaw Duggan. But listen to this. They wanted another referee. Grizzly Smith granted that wish. The special referee in this title match next week will be Mr. Wrestling 2 from Atlanta, Georgia. So things are really buzzing. That's coming up next week right here on Mid-South Wrestling. Make your plans. Right now, it's Colonel Buck Robley against Tug Taylor in the ring.
And I'm just waiting right now, Boyd Pierce, for Big Tug Taylor to turn loose on Buck Robley, and I think he can do it. This man is a massive individual. Robley might just be a little overconfident in this match. With just a little bit of breaks, Tug Taylor could take the measure of Buck Robley. But if he doesn't, I know who will, and that's the General's Army. Oh, Robley. Buck Robley and Mike Sharp, two individuals that certainly better watch themselves from now on, because war has been declared, Boyd Pierce. So far, Colonel Robley's been mighty lucky in that squared circle.
Tug Taylor showing his prowess and his power, but that does not throw off Colonel Buck Robley, who hangs on tenaciously and still is the man with the hold.
But you can always slip on that banana peel, Boyd. You can always slip. There's that illegal elbow. And why Mid-South condones such tactics is beyond me.
Face first over on the far side. Robley now generating the speed, the match picking up. There he goes, and he catches Tug Taylor.
Illegal elbow.
Coming off the rope. The big man was stunned. Robley using that right hand and arm. And he grabs him in the sleeper hold, coming across the rope.
Now, referee Rick Ferreira should really check this one, because I believe it's a choke. It's a choke, Boyd Pierce. It's not a sleeper. It's a choke.
No choke, says Rick Ferreira. Colonel Buck Robley with a sleeper hold gains the victory. That means we have time for more action, and we'll see it after this message from Mid-South.
This event is for one fall or remaining television time. In the red corner at 454 pounds, the one-man gang. And in the blue corner at 238 pounds, from New York City, Vinny Romeo.
454-pound one-man gang versus Vinny Romeo. Alfred Neely, the referee. General Skandar Akbar once more chooses to remain at our television table instead of going to his usual chair beside of the ring. Remember, the one-man gang from his stable, so he chooses to stay here again.
Just to prove a point, Boyd Pierce, that I'm really not needed. They don't need my assistance out there. This should prove to the people here in Mid-South television land that I do not interfere in matches. I conduct myself as a gentleman at all times. Look at this man. You know, he didn't get the name one-man gang for nothing. This man is 454 pounds of devastation. Oh, those slow sledgehammer blows, I really tell you what, I don't think anybody can withstand them. He's got, just like a sack of potatoes. Vinny Romeo went down just like a sack of potatoes.
Well, it's the power of 454 pounds. The training, General Skandar Akbar, 2 minutes remaining.
Then how many superstars has this man literally wiped out himself? One-man gang. Everybody across the world wants him now.
Last week his one-man gang scheduled to go against Colonel Buck Robley, but you somehow managed to challenge and take his place.
Well, as I've said before, the general never loses his cool, you know.
As I said before, if they ever catch you, my friend, throwing or using any kind of residue, you know you're going to be suspended.
Well, if they did, you know,
that's my personal opinion.
Well, Mid-South would tamper with the tape, of course, you know, because it's their continuing conspiracy against the general.
One-man gang, 1, 2, 3, the big man, 454-pound, the mammoth wrestler from the stable of Skandar Akbar, has his hand raised over Vinny Romeo. Here now at the table, our time is just about gone, but we do have time to tell you that next week, tell all your friends, make sure that you're here, because the match has been signed. You recall that Hacksaw Duggan and also Ted DiBiase screamed that they was robbed by the referee. So next week, it'll be the Mid-South Tag Team Championship on the line again. The Junkyard Dog, Mr. Olympia defending their titles against the challenge of Hacksaw Jim Duggan and Ted DiBiase, and the special referee appointed will be from Atlanta, Georgia, in the person of Mr. Wrestling 2. So that really looks like a lot of exciting action coming up next week. Skandar Akbar, we have just a few seconds left. Any closing remarks?
Well, in all summation of what's happened, Robley and Sharp you two gentlemen had better watch yourselves. You'd better look over your left and look over your right, because war has been declared.
Thank you, Akbar. And ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching us till next week. Boyd Pierce saying goodbye from Mid-South Wrestling Television Network.